So y'all, today we're gonna be reacting to a video called Attempting to Explain the Super Forms. And guys, basically this video is supposed to explain the Super Sonic, Super Shadow, Super Silver, Pink Knuckles. I don't know why his form ain't yellow, he pink. Also guys, I have been seeing y'all comics Sonic IDW, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4. I'm gonna be reading them volumes tomorrow instead of doing one at a time with every video because you guys told me that the volumes are all actually short. So please get on my back. Somebody said they gonna give me a purple nipple if I don't upload Sonic IDW reacting to. It's coming tomorrow, I promise.
I recently made a video on the possibility of Ivo being able to go super. If you haven't seen it, go watch that first. I received a comment that pointed out the fact
he gotta do sniff crack. How Eggman gonna go super? He gonna turn black, he gonna be able to say Nick. My bad, I'm gonna shut up.
If you haven't seen it, go watch that first. I received a comment that pointed out the fact that in Mania and Superstars, everyone can go super. You see, I had stated that the emeralds would need to be supercharged in order for them to use their powers to their fullest, which isn't what we see in Superstars and Mania. It seems even Sega is a bit all over the place with super forms, as back in the day, Tails could only go super at all thanks to the Super Emeralds. Knuckles had a
Super Emeralds? What? So there's the Master Emerald, the Super Emeralds, the Chaos Emeralds. What's that? He gonna say Ultimate Emeralds? Why we need so much diamonds?
It looks pretty much the same as a super form. Now in Origins, Tails has a super form, and they called his old super form his Hyper form, with no changes still to Knuckles, at least. So what gives? According to Sega, the Hyper forms aren't even canon, but that really does ruin some of the Emerald lore. So until this is explained concretely by them, it's my own belief that these two forms are the same as these, and these two are the true super forms of these characters after using the Super Emeralds, since they can't tap into the full power of the Emeralds so easily. You can tell by the difference in appearance that there's a bit of a discrepancy between Heroes and these two, and that in Heroes, when Tails and Knuckles use their super forms, they're surrounded by an orb of glowing energy, whereas in Superstars and Mania, they flash a bit. In my opinion, this is still the same thing, just a different representation.
So in Sonic Heroes, they have a super form. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I can tell when Knuckles is in super because he turns pink, bro. But Tails will look the same. You give him some breaks, so I can say, what is it, the breaks? I'm playing.
Let me explain. In Sonic 06, Sonic actually does the same thing with Silver and Shadow.
Yeah, he does.
Sharing that energy with them. However, with these two, they both go super, as in the actual transformation. Sure, Sega only wanting the Hedgehogs at the time to go super could be a real-world explanation, but it still doesn't explain it in universe. I also don't think that's the only reason why this happens. You see, while the others were still able to tap into the Emeralds, they weren't at the level that Sonic, Shadow, and Silver are, like I mentioned before. Let's look at Trip.
Who the freak is Trip? Bro, they pulling these characters out they rump, bro. Who is this?
Ancestors had a history
with a dinosaur and a robot together.
Used them and the Emerald powers to defend their homeland. Seeing as though they had such an understanding of the Emeralds and the ability to use them in such a degree, it would make sense that her and the people of her race would be able to go super. They used the Emeralds for so long that they were able to tap into their full potential. If anything, don't you think it's weird that Trip of all people was able to attain a full super form, but these guys have been around for so long?
Wait. What is she? Is she Trip is that girl! Trip is the girl that sacrificed herself when we watched the last video! And now she's a robot! I get it! So basically Trip's super form turns her into an ancient dinosaur. The H's are her ancestors, so it do make sense that she would turn into like a pre-age dinosaur. I don't know. That's cool.
So it's a rave party? This is why. It's stated in a Twitter takeover that the reason they're able to use the Emerald power specifically in Superstars is because those islands in specific were affected by the Emeralds.
This next question comes from Pablo Endugue. Why do none of you use the Emerald powers anymore?
You say that like we're actively choosing not to.
The North Star Islands are imbued with a magical aura that gives the Chaos Emerald special powers.
How you know that, Tails?
All my research, I've yet to find another area.
Research? Well, you went Firefox? Y'all, who the freak is giving Tails this research? He knows everything. He knows too much. This is insane.
Experiences a similar phenomenon.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Never say never.
We see the same thing with Angel Island with the Master Emerald. That's why it's able to float. So prolonged exposure and use of the emeralds not only has an effect on the environment, but it also allows you to further tap into their potential.
That's cool.
The only thing this doesn't explain is Knuckles. He's constantly around the Master Emerald, so why isn't he able to tap into their power? He is. He states...
That boy about to stump the bird out if he touched the emerald. Hey, that bird touched that emerald, he could be constipated for the rest of his life. Knuckles right, he waiting for him to do something. I talk too much.
Hold on. Environment,
me hear it.
but it also allows you to further
hold
tap
on.
into their potential. The only thing this doesn't explain is Knuckles. He's constantly around the Master Emerald, so
look at him.
Why isn't he able to tap into their power? Well, he is. He states himself that everyone in his race can glide. Bit of a random power to have when you don't have wings.
What is it, the dreads?
I always wondered, how are you able to glide?
You gotta tell me how.
All echidna can glide. We simply bend the wind.
With your dreads.
I think he said he breaks wind.
He breaking reverse psychology of the economic universe state to freaking fly with his dreads. See, he got dreads. He black. Black people can fly. I can fly right now. Watch this.
He states that they're able to bend the wind, but that doesn't make a ton of sense.
What is it, the braids?
Instead, this could be because of the Master Emerald's influence. It seems he needs some sort of knowledge or know-how to fully tap into the Emerald's power. To some, it comes naturally. To others, not so much. It also has to do with the amount of exposure. I'm not willing to cherry pick and say one of these is wrong and the other is right. We need a concrete explanation for all of this. These all have to be true, but if they are, why and how? This is the only explanation I've been able to come up with. Since Knuckles' ancestors aren't around, he isn't able to learn from them, and as such, he isn't able to fully tap into their strength. I mean, how his ancestors were even able to do fortune telling with the emeralds. Even with the knowledge of the emeralds, though, it's still incredibly hard to use their energy. That's why Mecha can harness their power, but Eggman can't.
Whoa! So Knuckles, since he's an echidna, however you say it, I don't know how to say it, y'all. Since he's that and his ancestors, you know, really knew everything about the Master Emerald, he's able to use their knowledge that was implanted in him. He knows more about the emeralds than anyone else. Which also explains how he knows that he can fly and break the wind. So Knuckles is stronger than we think.
Don't you think Gerald would have used the emeralds more if he could? You need the body for it, and you need the knowledge. Some seem to have a talent for it, but it could be written in their DNA. So it's likely the case that while, yes, he is referring to his super form, it's not exactly a super form like Sonic. In order for him to tap into that power, he needs the emeralds to be supercharged.
This commentator states,
Mega Sonic and Neo Metal Sonic needed the Master Emerald to become super. In Sonic Mania Adventures, Metal Sonic only received yellow eyes and a yellow aura from absorbing the Chaos Emeralds. This checks out. Keep in mind that Metal and Mecha were both manipulate Sonic, so it only makes sense that Eggman would have them look sort of like Sonic's super form. In mockery, of course. They go on to state that Robotnik was able to use the Master.
Bro, there was this Sonic game. I remember seeing him. I think it is him. There was this like fighting Sonic game that my uncle had when I was younger, right? It was like this fighting game when you in an arena, and I think if you push him out the ring, they lose. You know what I'm talking about? I remember him from that game. Is he a cat or a dog? I don't know.
In mockery, of course. They go on to state that Robotnik was able to use the Master Emerald to attain a new form in the movie. They conclude that you either need to absorb the dark/negative energy from the Chaos Emeralds or energy from the Master Emerald. While the movie is canon, the Chaos Emeralds have both positive and negative ionic energy. The Master Emerald could logically represent a neutral equilibrium state, where both energies coexist in balance, allowing either to tap into it more easily. The Master Emerald could have so much power that you don't need the 7 Chaos Emeralds. If you know how to, you can just tap into the Master Emerald. This introduces a new possibility to the original video that, if this were true to the games, which I believe it could be, Robotnik could just tap into the Master Emerald. We see him constantly trying to steal it along with the Chaos Emerald, so it isn't super unlikely. Explaining the Chaos Emeralds is probably one of the hardest parts.
I got a headache right now. I need me a goody powder.
I plan on making more videos in the future regarding them, as I believe them to be one of the most interesting aspects of the series. If you have any theories of your own regarding them, or if there's anything you think I might have missed or overlooked, let me know in the comments below.
Hey, y'all. Bro, so basically the Master Emeralds are as strong as the Chaos Emeralds, or maybe even stronger. But the Super Chaos Emeralds might be stronger than the Master Emerald, is what I'm getting from this. Because the Master Emerald is able to do basically everything the regular Chaos Emeralds can. Wouldn't it make sense that the Super Emeralds are even stronger than that? Think about it, y'all. Hey, Graph Dash, bro, I'ma like your video, I'ma subscribe, bro. Hey! You had me into it, I ain't gonna lie. Even though you be using them big words, I ain't know what they mean. You got your point across. I know Mo. Thank you for telling me all about this. Even though I got a migraine headache, I appreciate you. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, there's so much about the Sonic universe that the ordinary person would not know. They have to come to YouTube and play the games and dig deep to find out all of this stuff. And this is insane. It's almost like there's Sonic for kids, then there's Sonic for adults and teens, bro. The Sonic for adult and teens is just dark. But the one for kids, it looks so happy, la 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 la. But when you dig into it, cute, bro. And that is insane and genius at the same time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it and reacting to this, guys. And if you did, go to the master like button, go subscribe to join the Keep It Master family. I love you guys. Let's shine out. Gang.